Clovis, California has a thriving real estate market in 2025, but it's easy to stumble into costly mistakes if you're not careful. Whether you're buying or selling, here are the 5 biggest mistakes to avoid and how you can make the process smooth and successful. Hey, I'm Justin Soma, your Clovis Realtor. Real estate is one of the biggest investments you'll ever make, and I'm here to help you navigate this investment without making the 5 biggest Clovis real estate mistakes. Let's get right into it. 2 of my first clients, we'll call them Rob and Marie, jumped right into Zillow, found a few good-looking homes, and asked to start doing a few home tours. Very proactive, but in the wrong area. They forgot the biggest step of the process. The first step, getting pre-approved for a mortgage loan. They were looking at homes that were $700,000. But with Rob's job transition, they were actually only approved for $600,000. All of the homes they were asking to tour were well out of their budget, and they were disappointed. Shopping for homes without a mortgage pre-approval is like trying to book a vacation abroad without a passport. You'll waste your time looking at homes you can't afford, or worse, miss out on your dream home because you weren't ready to act. Get pre-approved before you even start looking at houses online. It helps show sellers you're serious and gives you a clear budget to work with. In fact, most sellers will require a letter of pre-approval before they even entertain accepting your offer. It actually helps protect them from accepting something that will never get approved in the first place. And there's a much bigger reason to get pre-approved, which we'll dive into a little bit later in the video. When my wife Jill and I were shopping for our first home, we got pre-approved for $400,000. We looked for a month, found a home that was just under $400,000, we made an offer, and it was accepted. It was meant to be. So it turns out the cost of a home isn't just the purchase price. From property taxes and homeowners insurance to repairs and closing costs, inspections, the extras can add up fast. We had just enough money to buy the home and not enough to pay for all the extra expenses, and we had to withdraw our offer. Always budget for these expenses ahead of time. Don't spend your entire budget on the purchase price. Honestly, be ready to pay $10,000 to $20,000 in fees. A good rule of thumb is to set aside 1% of your home's purchase price every single year for repairs and maintenance. That's about $6,000 on a $600,000 purchase just in case. In a competitive market, it's especially important to have your ducks in a row before looking at homes. In a desirable suburb like Clovis, timing is everything and transactions move quickly. Ignoring trends can lead to overpaying, underpricing, or missing an opportunity altogether. One of the most common questions I get is, how's the market? And honestly, the best answer I can give is, well, it depends on which market you're looking at. Entry-level homes move differently than homes that you might find at the top end of a budget. Investment properties, they have their own game to be played. So it isn't as simple good or bad. Working with a local realtor who understands these markets intimately can help you identify these trends early. I can actually help you identify the best time to buy or sell depending on your goals and the market in Clovis. This is also why it's so important to get pre-approved. If you're in a market that moves quickly, your competition will be just as eager to get that good property in a good neighborhood at a good price. We call these showstoppers. These showstoppers get listed on Friday, have an open house on Saturday and Sunday, and are already under contract by Monday. If you aren't ready to go when the property hits the market, you're going to get beat. Markets don't just vary from price range, but also from location. You can change almost everything about a home except its location. If you take the same exact home and move it 2 streets away, it can heavily impact the overall value and its desirability. Choosing a house based solely on its price or features without considering the neighborhood can lead to regret. Think about your lifestyle. Do you need to be close to work? Do you need good schools for your kids? Great outdoor areas to play? Do you need some sort of nightlife? Or are you an avid runner who enjoys trails? Do you need to be close to family? Do you need to be far from family? I'm always happy to help evaluate which neighborhood might meet your needs without providing opinions that might sway your decision one way or another. To see how to get in contact with us, check the pinned comment down below. This next mistake is likely one of the most costly. My mom recently got some new neighbors. Very, very nice people. When they moved in, they took the listing description at face value. It said that the property was on public sewer, but it turned out that it was a septic tank. Care to guess how they found out? It was backed up and sewage started spilling out onto the lawn. The previous owners didn't even know it was a septic tank, so it wasn't getting cleaned out, and they're only required to disclose what they know to be true. If they had ordered a home inspection before they closed escrow, they probably would have found out it was on a septic tank, and it would have saved them the $10,000 that they spent on repairs. But the good news is, at least they saved that $200 on the home inspection, right? In the excitement of buying a home, it's tempting to skip the inspection, especially in a competitive market. But this can lead to unexpected and expensive surprises down the road. Never skip a home inspection. It's your opportunity to identify potential issues so that your realtor can negotiate repairs before you close escrow. I'm actually going to throw one more in here because it can also be a costly mistake. There's something like 90 pages of contracts to sift through on a transaction worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Real estate is complex, and trying to navigate it without a professional can lead to costly errors. Would you go to court without a lawyer? You probably want to set yourself up for a good chance to succeed. People can do it on their own, it is possible, but for 99% of people, it's just asking to be taken advantage of. Remember, the seller's agent does not have your best interest in mind. Their fiduciary duty is to get the most amount of money for their client in the shortest amount of time. Most of the time, at your expense. They will either try to make a quick buck off you by double-ending the transaction, which means representing both the buyer and the seller, and you can't have both best interests in mind, or they'll try to squeeze as much money out of you as they possibly can for their seller. It means more money in their own pocket. I make these videos to help prevent that from happening. I don't want you to get taken advantage of. My goal is to help guide viewers like you through every step of the process so that you don't make these mistakes and you can focus on finding the right home for you. Avoiding these common mistakes can save you time, money, and stress, and put you on the path to a successful move. But without a clear plan, you're going to be 3 steps behind the competition in a competitive Clovis market. Click this video right here to watch my guide on how to put yourself ahead of the competition.